We exclusively leaked the Nokia Sabre and tell you all about it. Mango goes live for everybody, and more details emerge on the Samsung Focus S and Focus Flash. All this and more coming up right now. Hello everyone, I'm Jaime Rivera with PocketNow.com and welcome to Windows Phone View, the show where we wrap up all this week's good and bad inside the world of Microsoft's Windows Phone platform. Let's start this week off with what's good. You know, we should start calling this the Nokia segment because it's dominating all of our attention. We recently leaked exclusive images of a Nokia Sabre which has nothing like what you've seen on Windows phones recently because first of all, it focuses on minimalism with a 3.5-inch display in this world and monster specs like 1GB of RAM and a 5-megapixel camera. Even more interesting is the price tag at $400 or a little more. In this world for unlocked phones, it's really interesting when phones cost a lot more. Other recent happenings have Nokia using exclusive fonts for Windows Phone. It's called Pure, and well, it's pure. That's pretty much it. And finally, Nokia 800 C-Rays, which is dominating and drooling everybody in the market. Images recently have the device sporting the typical colors of black, blue, and pink. And well, if you want more about what to expect, at least on the hardware, make sure you catch up on Anton's recent coverage on the Nokia N9 because it's pretty much an N9 with another operating system. So set your calendars for October 26th and 27th because it's Nokia World. And you bet we'll be covering everything about it because according to Steve Ballmer recently, there are a bunch of phones that are going to be released there. So, interesting enough, wait for it. And just when Samsung spends the last couple of months showing Android a lot of love, we finally get images from none other than Microsoft on what to expect from the Samsung Focus S and the Samsung Focus Flash. As we predicted on our past video, the Focus S will look a lot like the Samsung Galaxy S2, only cuter. Smaller specs obviously because Windows Phone 7 doesn't really need that much power to run smoothly. The Focus Flash is another cousin from the Samsung Omnia W we recently leaked, and well, make sure you catch our website for the images and what to expect futurely because hopefully it will be released, probably not on Nokia World, but soon. Now let's talk about the future of Windows phones because, well, first of all, we already know that Tango will be the cheap version of the next generation device and, well, Apollo will bring that dramatic leap to a new version of Windows Phone. Spec-wise, leaks have it that Tango will support HVGA resolution. Blah, nothing really interesting there because it's so last decade, but apparently it'll also have smaller specs on the chassis in comparison to what we currently have. Apollo, on the other hand, will be something totally different. First of all, LTE support and dual-core processors will also be in the option, and apparently manufacturers will also have an option to use anything that's not Snapdragon, as they currently are obligated to use. Sadly, we still don't have dates when these will be released. Most probably, you know, Windows Phone could probably surprise us with sending something like Tango at the beginning of next year, and well, we'll most definitely have to wait for Apollo until next year. Good news for those of us that are Windows Phone enthusiasts, but bad news for those people that are after having the best, because obviously Android offerings currently have better specs, even though we really don't need them in Windows Phone. Anyways. Now, for those of you that haven't been lucky enough to get your Mango update, we've recently received confirmation from the Windows Phone blog that it's just being deployed to pretty much everybody. Sadly, there are some isolated cases of people that are not receiving the Mango update, so make sure you connect your device to Zune software and see if it's connected and if you get the update. And if something goes wrong, well, leave us a comment down below to see if there's something we could probably complain about and probably get your update soon. So far, well, Microsoft has done a really good job in deploying Mango, though there are a lot of differences and expectations from carriers that are pretty much slow in doing what they have to do, but they're working on it. And for those of you that are still waiting for Skype to make that Windows Phone leap, reports have it that the service will be bringing calls and video calls to Windows Phone Mango handsets very soon. Hopefully by the end of this month or early next month, so stay tuned for Nokia World because probably Microsoft would surprise us there because most probably Steve Ballmer will be there releasing devices. And remember, Skype belongs to Microsoft now, so this is the guy that has to stand up on stage and say, hey, Skype is up. Hopefully. Okay, so that does it for what's good. Let's continue on with what's bad. AT&T seems to begin to phase out devices recently, Windows Phone devices at least. We first learned that the HTC Surround, which uniquely brings a slide-out speaker, Windows Phone handset, recently was declared as reaching its end of life. Now, rumors also have that the Samsung Focus and the LG Quantum are also meeting the same, fate, because apparently AT&T will phase them out. Now, we're not sure if AT&T plans to phase them out before we receive new Windows Phone Mango handsets, but anything could happen. So if you're after these devices, make sure you move quickly because AT&T is not going to be waiting for anybody. Though remember, there are new devices that are coming around the corner. The Titan's one of them. The Samsung Focus S is coming out, so not really sure this is actually bad news, giving new hardware is coming out that'll cost the same money. So, just make up your mind before something happens. That's it for today's show. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Jaime Rivera. Remember to give us a thumbs up if you like what you saw. That's it for now.